here we are going through the Mosel wine country, and just to the left of me there is the River Mosel, and as far as the eye can see up the hillside we've got vines for all that wonderful Mosel wine. Anyway, I've left Trier, and what a great few days. I've enjoyed it, seen lots of Roman ruins. Now Trier is a very old city. It was established about 15 BC when the Romans made a settlement there, and they made a wooden bridge across the Mosel River. And then by about, when was that now? About 25 AD, that's when they decided to make it into a proper settlement. And after that they started to build, and by about 125, 150 AD it was a thriving city, a Roman city, a trading post. It was also the headquarters for the whole of the Northern Command, which was Europe, the Roman Europe, and also Gran Britannia. By about 200 AD, it was a fully fledged city. It was the gateway to the north, and it was also a trading post. They had an amphitheatre where most days there would be plays, executions and gladiators, and then eventually in the Middle Ages it just assimilated into the Prussian Empire and Greater Germany. Another claim to fame with Trier is in about the 1530s, 1540s, it had one of Europe's biggest witch trials. And over the 2 or 3 years they had the witch trials, there was about 350 people executed for being witches. But by the Middle Ages, all the Roman stuff had gone. Look at all these vines here on the hills. By the Middle Ages, all the Roman stuff had gone, and it was a European centre with all the buildings weren't Roman anymore. They were all built in the Northern European style, which was quite narrow with a very tall, steep roof. And Trier existed as a medieval town until the 1940s, when unfortunately the Allies bombed the hell out of it, so all that was lost, and it is what it is now. There are still some old buildings in Trier, some original buildings, but most of old Trier has gone. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and cross over the river. All the cyclists are confused. There we go. Look at that, eh? It's lovely, isn't it? Now there's 2 bridges in Trier crossing the Mosel River. The first bridge is a modern bridge, but the second bridge, its foundations are actually on the foundations that the Romans built about 150 AD. Amazing. Right, I think I turn here. Now today I'm kind of following my sat nav a little bit. What I want to do today is just follow the river. Let's have a look down there. tell you what, in Europe, if you have a motorhome or a camper van, it's brilliant because there are so many places provided by towns and villages like this. A place you can just pull up and camp. Let's see where this road goes. I do get quite envious sometimes of the motorhomes because as much as I love being on two wheels, I do get a bit fed up of camping sometimes. Get fed up of the creepy crawlers. Get fed up of an aching back because I still haven't found the perfect blow-up bed. Look at these vines, aren't they lovely? And there's grapes on the vines, lots of grapes. And look in the mountain, even on the hillsides, thousands and thousands of vines as far as the eye can see. So I'm heading north. It's 18 degrees. It was a little bit misty when I left Trier, but the sun is burning through, getting rid of the mist, and today is going to be a beautiful day. In fact, it's going to get into the 30s today, according to my weather app. And today I'm heading north, I'm heading to Frankfurt. But before I do that, I'm heading to Koblenz, and just before Koblenz there's a town called Eltz. E-L-T-Z-A, I think. And there's a big castle there I want to see. Yep, so there's a big castle I want to see. Eltz, E-T-Z-A, something like that, which is not far from, which is heading north. It's near Koblenz, and then once I get to Koblenz, I head south, southeast down to Frankfurt, and that's my day. Look at all these vines, millions of them. What an absolute beautiful part of the world, beautiful. And hello the internet, and hello to my subscriber. Most of all, hello to Veronica Palmer. Now Veronica suffers from insomnia, and I know that when she can't sleep, she watches one of my videos and it sends her off to sleep, no problem at all. Anyway, I left Trier yesterday, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this now and why I left yesterday. Left Trier yesterday, and what I wanted to do was head up the Mosel River, and because the Mosel River just goes like this, it's like a big snake, and there's lots of bridges, and what I wanted to do is try and cross most of the bridges, and that's what I did, working my way north to Koblenz. I missed some bridges, but I got most of them, and it's great. You come up and you go over, and you go up and you go over again. Oh, and the scenery is absolutely stunning. Vines as far as the eye can see, because it's Mosel country where they make that wonderful wine. So I headed north, circumnavigating the Mosel River, going over and over and over and over, and eventually I got to Koblenz. But before I got to Koblenz, I diverted off and I visited a castle. Ilza Castle, ILZA Castle, a Schloss, absolutely beautiful, 12th century. You can just see the knights in shining armour trotting over the drawbridge. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. After I went to visit that castle, that's when I headed to Koblenz. Got to Koblenz, and I wanted to see, there's a big monument, and it's where the Mosel River and the Rhine River joins, and just there where they join, there's a huge big memorial. It stands about 35 meters high, and it's just a god on a horse. It's dedicated to horses, I think. Anyway, I got there, took some pictures, had a bit of a break, and then I carried on in a southeasterly direction to Frankfurt, and that bit was quite boring because I had to jump on a bit of a stretch of the autobahn. You know, it's strange, you're going along doing 90 miles an hour thinking, look at me, I'm doing great, and someone will just go woof, go straight past you. So however fast you think you are, there's always someone else who's faster than you. But anyway, eventually I got to Frankfurt, but because I dawdled so much during the day, when I got to the campsite just on the outskirts of Frankfurt, it was closed. Well, the reception was closed, the gate was closed, and in Germany they have quite strict opening times, and for that campsite, which I didn't realise at the time, I should have looked, well, anyway, it opens from 10 till 12 and then from 4 till 6 in the evening. With outside those times, the gate is just closed. So I got there about 6:30. The reception was closed. The gate was locked. So what do I do? So I turned around, headed out of Frankfurt, found some forest, had a ride round, and I found somewhere to camp, and I camped out in a forest overnight, which was a bit spooky really, because there were strange animal noises. But and at one point, I was not far from a village, and I heard all this singing. I thought, this is weird. And so there's like a path nearby, and I followed the path, and I went up this hill, and this singing got louder and louder and louder. And I finally got there, and I thought, well, I'll just creep forward, because I didn't want to, you know, who's this strange man coming out of the trees? Anyway, it was strange, and I got there, and it was a bunch of kids really from about 8 years up to about 15, 16, 17, 18, I don't know, teenagers, and they're all sat round, and there was a campfire, and they're all singing folk songs. Absolutely amazing. I just stayed in the shadows because you know, a strange guy creeping around the woods late at night, it's a bit spooky, isn't it? Anyway, I was stood there for ages watching, and it was really moving, I suppose. And all these kids, it must have been about 30, 40 of them, and they're all just singing folk songs. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I slunk away, went back to my tent, got a good night's kip, and I left early this morning. Anyway, I've got back to the campsite now. I'm a little bit early. I've got about 20 minutes before the reception opens. So I thought I'd make this video. So once the reception opens, I'm going to get the camp set up, get sorted out, and then hop into Frankfurt, and then later on I'm going to see my daughter, and because I've not seen my daughter for a while now, because my daughter lived in Frankfurt. And then tomorrow, same again, but also I'm going to have a wander around the city tomorrow as well. And then after Frankfurt, I'm going to start heading south towards Austria. Anyway, that's me. But if you ever want to come to Germany, I mean, Germany is great. I mean, the scenery, coming along that Mosel River, the scenery is absolutely stunning, absolutely. And the villages are so pretty. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that's me. I'm in Frankfurt, all in one piece, and I'll speak to you after Frankfurt. Thanks a lot, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.